Good morning, YouTube. Today is Friday, April 2nd. It is actually Good Friday, the Friday before Easter, so it's a very important day, a very significant day, especially for those who are followers of Christ. You know the importance and significance of Good Friday. And we are to not only recognize and honor Easter Sunday, but also the Friday today, Good Friday. Today is a great day not only for that, but it's also a very beautiful day outside. It's bright, it's sunny. It is not warm though, I will say. It's actually quite cold. Here in Alabama, we are going through the spring weather, which is pretty typical of we go from really hot weather to really cold weather to really rainy weather. We've had a lot of rain the past couple of weeks. We had some really great sunny, warm weather. We had some more rain come in, some tornadoes, some thunderstorms. We've had a little bit of everything. Now we're back into some pretty chilly weather. I think the high today is only going to be like 60 degrees. It was really cold this morning in the 30s. It's pretty chilly outside for this Alabamian, but it is Friday. So obviously I am working from home, so I have been working in a queue since about 6:30 this morning, so it's getting close to noon time. But I wanted to pick up the camera because it's been a hot minute, per usual, and share a little bit with y'all, share some updates. But in my last video, I did show you the remodel of our entryway of our house, which is like absolutely gorgeous. Love it. However, but as I had showed in the last video, we had like nowhere to put all the tools and extra materials and whatnot that we use. Yes, it is still on my dining room table. Nothing has changed, so there's no update with that. But there is another update. We adopted an '83 Jeep Wagoneer, so this is the newest addition to our car collection. Thank you, Cody. In all seriousness though, it is pretty cool, so I'll give them that. But yes, I have been working all morning in a queue. I'm about to just take my break for the day and utilize that to go to the gym to go ahead and get my workout in, because I just want to go ahead and knock that out. I didn't want to have to go early this morning like I have been. If you've been following my Instagram stories, like I'm like a new person, like who the heck am I going at 4 a.m. in the morning? Definitely didn't want to go this afternoon. I'm actually hoping that since it is Good Friday, I'm hoping that a lot of the college students and kids have gone back home. That way the gym isn't going to be so packed, but even around lunchtime it typically tends to be a little packed. But yes, I am getting ready to take my pre-workout. I already had a little snack about an hour ago. I've really been trying to utilize making sure I'm eating my pre-workout at least an hour before training, not 30 minutes before training, which used to be kind of my meal timing that I would have like a pre-workout. Like snack or meal, but I've really been trying to utilize, okay, an hour. That way I can eat a decent amount and it still have time to digest, my body absorb it, and actually utilize those carbs into my workout. And then I'll have like another small kind of intra-carb source to really like bump up the energy in my workouts. But I did want to share a little something I also have been incorporating. So I think I've talked about it on my YouTube. I know I've talked about it a lot or mentioned it in my Instagram. So I've periodically just kind of suffered a little bit from extreme lower back fatigue or pump tightness, if you will. I'm not really sure. It really is truly, it's not like a pain or anything. It's not associated with any type of like injury, so that's not what I'm saying. But if you've ever experienced it, you know what I'm talking about. It's to the extent where it's just like my lower back just, I don't even want to say fatigue, but it gets so tight and it just feels like the muscles in that area are just very pumped, just very tight. I don't know how to explain it. So in that regard, it has in the past interfered with my current workout that I am doing, particularly on squats or deadlifts, but mostly I feel like I would suffer the most from it when I would be doing squats. There's this lower back pump, this extreme pump that I would get, and I would also experience it a lot in my F45 classes, which was pretty embarrassing because they know, like especially like the coaches and stuff, they know that I'm a power lifter and that I lift heavy weights. But in these F45 classes, I struggle just doing like air squats sometimes because my lower back would be so like cramped and pumped that I could hardly do like a normal squat. And it was just really like interfering with my workouts in general. And it would just kind of come in waves. There was really no like triggering point that I could pinpoint on it. I would do things from like try to warm up excessively as much as I could, try to stretch it out, etc., etc. So started doing some more research about honestly about a month ago. And no joke, there were so many things that popped up online about people having lower back pump or tightness or fatigue from the workouts. Now, granted, most of it was talking about, oh, this is what happens to bodybuilders who are, take steroids or are on gear or whatnot. Please note that I am a natural athlete. I've never taken anything like that. If you think that, I have a very poor physique and strength record to show you that I've been taking steroids. So that is not the case at all. But I did find that very interesting that apparently this happens a lot in bodybuilders who do take a lot of steroids. They get this lower back pump. And so, but regardless, the reasoning was not so much just from taking steroids alone, but it was because they lacked potassium. And I guess maybe like steroids. I mean, I didn't look that too much into it, but the general consensus was that it was like an electrolyte imbalance, that since those are like a larger major muscle in the back area, due to lack of potassium, there's just too much of an imbalance of electrolytes. So, and one of the things that they talked about to combat that was taking a supplement called taurine, which actually you'll find taurine in a lot of sports drinks, even pre-workout drinks like Monsters or energy drinks like Monsters and whatnot. You'll actually see this a lot in different drinks or whatever supplements of taurine. I even did my research and stuff on this. It's a super cheap supplement, by the way. I got this off Amazon. This is just a brand I've used before. It's Nutricals. I get it honestly because the chemistry nerd in me, just because it has the compound. So any of their supplements that they have, they always put the organic molecule on there. That's why I like it. But honestly, this brand is a good reputable brand, and they're pretty affordable. I get it off Amazon. But I purchased some of this because I was told that taking loading doses of this, more specifically before your workouts, can help tremendously in your back pump. So whatever, who knows the validity of that. I did look into just kind of more like the research of this. There wasn't a whole lot of valid research showing that this worked in particular of preventing that back pump, but there were hundreds and hundreds, of course, and thousands of testimonies from bodybuilders using this supplement, and it helps tremendously with their back pump. So I'm like, whatever, it's a cheap supplement, it's safe, why not give it a try? So I started implementing this into my workouts. Now, it may just be a fluke, I don't know, but my back pumps have pretty much resolved. I haven't really had any issues with that. Now I have been, again, focusing a lot more on warming up and stretching and stuff too, but I have been taking this religiously before my workouts, specifically my lower body workouts. Now, if I was to take this completely away for a couple of weeks to see if my back pumps would come back, maybe that would be more of a reason for me to 100% say, okay, this was definitely working for me. But for now, I've been incorporating this into my pre-workout stack every single day before my workouts. It has helped my back a lot. The other thing I want to show you, which could also be an alternative to using the taurine to help fight your potassium imbalances, is drinking some V8. This is the low sodium that I've been getting, so drinking about 6 to 8 ounces of the V8, because in this V8 juice, there is 850 milligrams of potassium, which is about 20% of potassium. That's a lot. That's more than you can get in a general sized banana, right? So drinking this before my workouts as well. Now I gotten this from my strength and conditioning powerlifting coach, not my coach or not any coach that I'm using. I'm not using a coach right now. I can't even think of his name right now. But this guy that I've been following his YouTube for a little bit, just kind of getting some motivation and ideas and learning from his strength and conditioning YouTube channel. He actually advises all his clients to drink this as part of their pre-workout stack going into the gym, because it is so high in potassium. It helps with any muscle cramping or tightness over pumps that you may be getting. So I've been doing this religiously as well. I take them in combination, but you could probably just get away by just doing one or the other. I'm just going over the top with it because I just don't want to experience these back pumps or any type of cramping like that anymore. It's not fun. I will say it's not fun to really drink this. You think a greens drink is hard to drink? This is pretty bad to drink. But, another thing about this is not only am I drinking my greens drink every morning, I'm getting an additional 2 servings of veggies just from drinking my V8 drink every day before I work out. So I've been incorporating that into my pre-workout, which has been great as well. So I guess that can be kind of like an update into my pre-workout routine that I've been doing. The other thing I've been loving as a pre-workout simple carb is just eating a cup of grapefruit. I've showed this a million times on my YouTube before. This is just something simple and easy to get. It's just red grapefruit in the no sugar added container. I eat this before I work out. But the other thing I want to share with you is, okay, so y'all know how every morning I have my morning health greens and reds drink, right? Where I make it with apple cider vinegar, and I always use First Form's Opti Reds and Opti Greens. Every single morning, I don't miss a morning, or at least I try not to. So I mix that every day, and I've always been mixing it with collagen. They have a collagen product as well, which I love. I usually get the unflavored collagen. So recently they came out with flavored collagen. This is the French vanilla flavor I got, but they also have like a chocolate one, which I think is great, and I love the idea, and a lot of people like that, because a lot of people like to mix their collagen in their coffee. I don't do that. I just mix it with my greens and my reds drink. That's what I prefer to do, but I wanted to try it because I had been seeing people mix specifically like the French vanilla flavor into their coffee as like a creamer substitute, so I was like, okay, well, let me just get on that train of mixing it with my coffee. So when I ran out of the unflavored collagen, I ordered the French vanilla flavor, and I added it in my coffee. The first time I did it, I added a full scoop, which is it's a pretty big scoop, honestly. It's pretty close to like a normal size, like protein scoop, powdered protein scoop. And just so you know, it has 15 grams of protein. So their collagen has 15 grams of protein, which is awesome. So you're automatically getting in 15 grams of protein into your morning supplement routine, right? Or, you know, your morning drink routine. But I added a whole scoop into my coffee. Y'all, it was so sweet. Like, I could hardly drink my coffee. I don't even think I finished it that day because it was so sweet. And in my mind, I'm thinking, do people drink their coffee this sweet and utterly enjoy it? Because I definitely could not hardly stand it. I'm not dissing the flavor. It was just, for me to have one whole scoop in my coffee for the flavor of the French vanilla flavor was just too much. And I instantly regretted it. And so then the next time I did it, I was like, let me just do like a half a scoop to see if that's any better. It was still way too sweet. So I don't know how people do that. People seem to love the flavored collagen in their coffee. I cannot do that. So I will say I am a little disappointed that I ended up getting the flavored version. I wish I just would have stuck with the unflavored version like I had always done and just stick with that in my green drink. So what I've been doing is just still mixing the vanilla flavor with my greens and my reds. I just up the dosing of my apple cider vinegar that I put in it because that extra zing and vinegar taste just kind of cuts through the sweetness of this, so that kind of helps with it. But so for those of you who do use First Form supplements, or if you are interested in using First Form supplements, I do always have a unique free shipping link down below in the description box that you can always use. I guess I just kind of give you like a product review of the flavor. I think this would be great for someone who does enjoy a really sweet coffee, or this would be great just to mix alone, like with 8 ounces of water or milk of whatever, how you would normally do a protein shake. I already just drink a lot. I don't want to have to add this as like a third or fourth drink into my morning because I'm already drinking coffee. I'm working out in the morning. I'm drinking my V8. I'm drinking my greens drink. Don't have to drink a fourth drink and drink another glass for this. But you catch my drift. So for me personally, I will no longer be getting the flavored collagen. I'll be just continuing with the unflavored. That way you have no issues mixing it with whatever you want. It's unflavored, so you can't taste it whatsoever, but you're still getting in the 15 grams of protein and the collagen fibers that you need for your body. Okay, that was a really long spiel. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna get to my pre-workout stack. So again, I'm gonna drink 6 ounces of this. I'm gonna take 2 scoops of taurine. So this is gonna be my anti-back pump regimen, okay? I'm gonna eat this as my pre-workout intra-carb, if you will, quick carb, fast digesting little pick-me-up. And then for my actual supplements or pre-workout supplements I'm gonna be taking the First Form Alpha Surge. This is an incredibly great pump product. This is the kind of pump that you want, not the back pump. This is gonna give us big pumps in our muscles and nitric oxide. It's gonna help us push through our workouts and help us get possibly a couple more reps in. The same for creatine. I take creatine nearly every time I work out, specifically on lower body days. When I want to get that extra like in my workouts, you know, get extra pump. It's great for the muscles. It's how you also build muscle and build strength. It all plays together along with proper nutrition. That's what I'm gonna do right now. Then we'll get to the gym, and then I'll catch in with y'all in a little bit. Oh, real quick, I wanted to show you that I am wearing the sports bra from the Choreo Active collection. In my last video, that's where you saw I did the try-on haul for the Choreo Active brand, but this is like one of my favorite bras. By now, this is the Radiant Bralette. That's what I'm going to be wearing today. This is in a size small in the color Onyx, which is just black, but that's what I'm going to be wearing today. I have on a long sleeve crop top by First Form with some Lulu leggings, just because it is a little bit chilly, but once I get in the gym of Tiger Iron, it is so humid in there typically that even if it's like freezing outside, I always end up like stripping off some clothes because it's so humid and feel like you can't hardly breathe in there. But I'm drinking my V8 juice. It basically tastes like a virgin Bloody Mary. You know, if you like Bloody Marys. If you don't, sorry. All right, workout is done. Speaking of workout, I do want to mention that I did start following like a new program. Again, I don't have a coach or anything. I'm not in any type of prep. I just started following a program that I found online. I've kind of tweaked it a little bit to kind of personalize it to myself. So it's a little bit different of workouts or workout split and just kind of workout goals that I have been doing, but I've really been enjoying it. Essentially, it's a power building program. So it's a combination of powerlifting and bodybuilding. So something I've already been doing, but this is more of a hypertrophy focused type program, so it's a lot of volume workout, something that I'm not used to. So it's a lot of sets, a lot of reps, so not so much of pushing heavy weight at the moment, but it's kind of getting into that more of that bodybuilding set rep range. So a ton of volume. So it has been kicking my butt, but in a good way. But speaking of that, and something that I did want to talk about today is just reflecting on obviously my new career path in pharmacy and what I have just realized, what all I have gained since leaving retail pharmacy. Again, I cannot say it enough. It has been a true blessing. I am so grateful and thankful each and every single day to be out of the corporate retail pharmacy world. It truly is a blessing. And I can say, knock on wood, if there's any wood in my truck, but you know what I mean, not to jinx myself, I have not had a stressful day since I left Walgreens. I left December 11th and I just have not had a stressful day. Like, reflecting back, like honestly, considering where I was and how bad and just stressful and overwhelming and just depressing it was on a daily basis, it's just been so great. And just to know that heaviness has been lifted off me. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is why I've been crushing my workouts lately. And it's funny because like I think I was like subconsciously thinking this or knowing this, I just hadn't said it out loud. But someone had reached out to me on my Instagram and asked, because obviously if you follow me on Instagram, you've been noticing that I've been working out really early in the morning, and if you're an OG, you know I cannot stand working out early in the morning, but I have been waking up every morning at like 4 a.m., sometimes 3:45 a.m., and getting to the gym super early before work nearly every day. So someone reached out to me on Instagram and asked, do you think that why you've been able to be consistent about waking up so early in the morning and going to work out, do you think that you just have more overall energy and motivation since leaving retail pharmacy? And that really struck with me because that is like 100% one of the major factors of why I have been able to stick to 4 a.m. workouts and not fret so much about it. I do have the energy now to do the morning workouts unlike I did before. Always got a good amount of sleep, but the major difference was in retail. So when I worked at Walgreens, I was daily not just physically exhausted but mentally exhausted, and I never truly had enough time, or time off from work to truly detach and like recover both mentally and physically from work. And that carried over into my workouts. And literally for like the past, like going on 2 years, my workouts and progress, and I've talked about this in my videos, have not been, like a linear progression, or hasn't been the greatest. And a lot of it has to do because I was so tired, I was exhausted, I was in constant pain of some sort, whether it was my feet or my back. I was just always just run down, like just not that 100% energy that I needed to put into my workouts. And it even got to a point where when it would be of like just our most busiest, overwhelming times, or just in general, it got to a point where my workouts were no longer my outlet away from work, or my outlet to, you know, de-stress or use as like my time or my therapy, it was no longer an outlet like that for me. It became more of a burden, and I almost resented going to the gym because I was just not motivated, I wasn't happy, and I knew that when I went to go work out, that my workouts were not going to be that great because I was just mentally not there. I was just, you know, just didn't have like that 100% energy to put into my workouts. And so it kind of got me even more depressed and put me in more of a lower state, because working out is always, you know, has been my passion for the longest time, and I hated that I was letting or allowing work to affect that of my life, and so it just made me even more sadder, you know? So it was like this continuous like circle spiraling effect. And I think a lot of it too, my hours were kind of like all over the place. I did a lot of like closing opening shifts, so I'd get off at 10, but that means I wouldn't get home and get into bed and actually start to unwind until after 11 o'clock. And then I had to wake up and do it all over again. So I could never consistently have enough time in between like work. So the days that I did try to wake up and get my workouts done while I was still working at Walgreens, I was so like run down because I never had enough time, whether it was in the previous day or like enough days to, again, just kind of recover from being so mentally and physically exhausted. And so I could never get into a consistent routine because my work schedule was kind of all over the place. So I wasn't allowed to have like a consistent like daily routine or a structured every day like I do now. So now in general, I work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So it's very consistent. There's like a pattern that I get to follow. And so I've kind of gotten into that routine. And I think it's the combination of not having a mentally and physically daily stressful job. I get to come home in the afternoons. You know, I get to go to bed at a decent time as early as I want. I get to unwind as often or as long as I want. And I have so much more like physical and mental energy going into my workout. So it has made a world's difference of being committed and dedicated and motivated to waking up at 3:45 in the morning to come to the gym around 4 o'clock, 4:15 and get an effective workout in. And that's the other key too, is my workouts have been really great. It's still, don't get me wrong, in general, I still don't like having to wake up that early to go work out. I'd much prefer work out in the afternoon like I did today. But it is the reward of waking up, getting it out of the way, still having a good, effective, strong workout, and getting to come straight home in the evenings and enjoy my evenings with the boys. You know, getting able to have like 5 hours or so of my day just to do whatever I want, and the gym has already been knocked out of the way. So I have gained my drive and motivation and fire again to get in the gym and just really crush my workouts and work towards a different goal. And it's been so nice to be able to stick to that consistently and not be in pain. So that's a huge thing that I have gained back in my life since leaving retail pharmacy. I'm back home now, obviously, but talking more about what all I have gained since leaving retail pharmacy. So I talked about just the great positive things that's came out of my gym sessions again, but kind of picking back on that. So since I have been able to stick to a morning routine, I guess you can consider myself I'm an early workout person now. It's the reward of being able to come home straight after work or just be done in the evenings so I can spend that time with the boys. And when I say the boys, I mean Cody and Slater behind me. That's really important to me. That was something that I really missed out on for so long by working in retail pharmacy from working at Walgreens because of my hours. I didn't have that consistent quality time that I have now. So gaining back that quality time where I can come straight home, and not only do I get to cook every night, which I thoroughly enjoy, if food was a love language, that is my love language. Not only just to myself from other people, but I love cooking for others. So being able to come home and be able to cook for Cody and I has been a blessing to me. I really enjoy that. But it's something as little as that, just getting able to come home and cook dinner for the both of us every night is just so nice. I really enjoy doing that. Having that afternoon when I do come home to just get into whatever, whether it's I literally do nothing and just relax and watch something on TV, or I'm able to hang out with Cody while he works on the Jeeps outside. We can go and do things with friends. it's just having my afternoons, my evenings again is so nice. And then since I don't really work weekends, now when I do work weekends, so I say that in quotations because my weekends consisted of working at Walgreens every other weekend, so I only got 50% of my weekends off maybe of a year, and I worked full days on Saturday and Sunday, so my weekends were completely gone. That was every other weekend, so it was very, very hard to get things done that I need to get done, go to events, or spend time with family and friends because I was always working like every other weekend. But now my weekends, when I work a weekend with my new job, is I work a couple hours on Saturday at most. And that's kind of basically, you can work at your own pace again. So usually what I do is I get up, I start working in the queue around 6 a.m. and I'm pretty much done by noon, if that. And so that's pretty much a full work day, and it's at the luxury of working from home. That's the other thing too. So as of right now, I still have the flexibility to work from home. That may change here within the next month or so. So since technically we are owned by Blue Cross Blue Shield, nationally they have been at a work from home order since the pandemic of like last March, since last March. That is about to expire to my knowledge, I think in May. So I think that's kind of like the rule that we at PA Logic Solutions is going to follow. So in May, they are expecting us to come back and work in the office full time. I am local. I only live like 5 minutes away from work. I go into the office at least 3 to 4 times a week. But again, I have the flexibility to work from home, and I do a lot. I've kind of gotten into a routine where I work from home on Mondays and Fridays. So it's like I have a 4-day weekend, which has been so great. And with that, I am able to, I can kind of come and go in the queue. I can do things around the house. Just having the flexibility of running errands if I need to. I've just gained so much flexibility into my life. I don't know how else to say that. It's just been so nice just to be productive and efficient in all aspects of my life right now because of my new career that I do have. The other thing that I thoroughly enjoy because I do have the flexibility to work from home is, especially on beautiful days like this, I'm able to take my lunch break, not only go to the gym if I want to like I did today, but usually is I will take that lunch break to go for a walk with Slater outside, and it's so nice and so enjoyable. So I get to spend even more quality time with Slater. We get to go on even more walks than we did previously. It's just something that I thoroughly enjoy. Obviously Slater enjoys it, so we both just get something out of that. Again, talking about how I don't really work weekends, the other thing I have truly gained since leaving retail pharmacy, as I kind of touched on already, but it's just having my weekends again, having that time to spend with family and friends. It seriously makes me so happy because I didn't realize just how much, I did in the time, I realized how much I was missing out on things in life that were very important to me, because family and friends, especially family, is very important to me, and I really cherish those quality times with my family. And so I've been able to do that, and I didn't realize how much that was just kind of not available for me for the past like 4+ years since working at Walgreens, working in retail pharmacy. And I have literally just thoroughly enjoyed my weekends to the fullest, just about since I started at my new job. I've been able to visit my mom more often, which she only lives an hour away. But again, when you worked every other weekend, full Saturday and Sundays, and on the weekends that you did have off, you either had to use that to get things done because you didn't get to do it last weekend, or you didn't have a day off, or you needed just some time just to relax and recuperate and recharge and get ready for the next work week. But it's just been so nice because I've been able to visit and enjoy quality time with my mom. I get to go to my sister and her husband's farm. I get to hang out with them, spend quality time with them, and work on the farm, be in the country, something that I love. I grew up in the country and I miss living on a farm so much, and so that brings so much joy to me that I'm able to go and spend time on their farm and help them with things around the farm and just spend time with them. It really just brings so much joy to my heart, and that's just something that personally that I really enjoy. And so that's something that I've been able to gain back, is just that quality time with family and friends. You know, another thing that I've gained too is this is not a job, since this job is not working with the public as far as like a customer service type job with the public every day. I don't have to worry about trying to find coverage for myself if I need to take a day off. If I need to take a day off or I've got plans, I just give my boss a heads up and I'm kind of like, hey, is it okay? You know, I just let them know, like, this is what I have going on. And it's just so easy to not have to work or not have to find coverage for yourself. I just have that luxury and that flexibility to pretty much come and go as I please. I think the other thing too is I think I got so burnt out with retail pharmacy that I was literally just hanging on to the passion of being a pharmacist by a thread, by a hair, right? I just had so much injury to my morals and ethics of working with Walgreens that I almost resented pharmacy. I almost got to a point where I regretted so much my career of pharmacy, but I knew in my heart it was just because of where I was. And I'm so happy that now I can say that that was 100% what it was. Now that I'm in a clinical pharmacist position and out of retail pharmacy, I've gained that fire, that spark, that love and respect for the profession of pharmacy again. And I've learned so much from this new position I have. I've just gained so much more knowledge and just clinical application and knowledge from this position that I'm in that I kind of just glazed over of retail pharmacy, if that made sense, or like I just didn't have time to really apply my knowledge because of the setting I was in. I was just really more of a numbers machine. I just don't want to get into just the negativities of Walgreens. I just want you to know that there's just been so much that I have just gained back in my life. And it's one of those things that you knew what you were missing out on, but until you actually got out of that situation and you're living your best life, like I feel like I'm living my best life currently. And I just realized, like, wow, how much I was actually missing by being a retail pharmacist, a corporate retail pharmacist, and just how much I've just gained back in my life. It's just so great. I'm so happy in just all areas, all aspects of my life. It's just been really great. And I really hope I'm not jinxing myself. Don't get me wrong, I still have my days where it's like, I don't know, I didn't have that great of a day, but it is nothing like the consistency of having really bad, shitty days like I did at Walgreens. So it's nice. I just love it so much. So anyways, this has been a long enough video, but I hope it was worth it since I haven't really been uploading videos lately. That's the other thing. I don't have an excuse. I know that none of y'all need an excuse for me of like why I haven't been uploading videos, but just so you know, I've just been really just enjoying life. I have no reason, no excuse. I've just been enjoying my life, you know? So I just hope it gave you like an insight of just a little bit of an update, a little bit of just how things are going and how I'm feeling. I think one of the next videos I'm going to be doing is giving y'all an update on my breast augmentation, my thoughts, my regrets, anything like that. So if you have any last minute questions, I did do like a community post, I think like last week or so, just asking for your general questions. But if anyone just hadn't seen that or didn't ask and you want to ask some last minute questions, let me know down in the comment section below, or if you have any comments or questions or anything about this video in general, I'd be glad to respond and comment back. So just let me know. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and hope you have a great weekend and happy Easter, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye y'all.